Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kristen Gilfoos. Tonight we are learning more about the brush fire in Bremont that burned dozens of acres yesterday. It's now prompting a warning from local fire officials. News 3's Whitney Miller visited with a woman whose land burned. She joins us now live in the studio. Whitney, good evening.
Good evening, Kristen. Firefighters in Bremont say a hay baler malfunction is what caused the grass fire that burned 75 acres off of Highway 14.
It could have taken the whole place down and all the other neighbors.
Ernestine Warhol says she's still trying to process what's going on with her property after a fire sparked and burned 75 acres Saturday. Some of the flames jumped a fence to her property. She was at church when she got the news.
He said that your pasture was on fire.
What'd you think?
I said, oh my goodness, what's next?
Officials with Bremont Fire say it took 6 neighboring departments to contain and extinguish the fire. That volunteer department doesn't have its own tanker, so they usually borrow one from a nearby department, but that was being used in another grass fire. So the next closest one was 23 miles away, which means this Bremont fire took longer to put out. While only some of Warhol's property was burned, she says the extreme temps are what's to blame.
When it's dry, that grass gets dry. And it's just like straw. It's easy to get started, and especially if the wind is blowing in.
Even though her land was scorched, she credits the fire department for its swift response and efforts to contain the fire to a smaller area.
It is just bare, black. So I'm going to be glad when it starts raining, I understand, Tuesday, which we needed so badly.
Now, like many other counties in the Brazos Valley, Robertson County is currently under a burn ban. So officials tell me it's important that if you have to use heavy machinery out in the heat, be cautious and aware that the slightest malfunction could start a brush fire. If it does, make sure to contact 911 right away before trying to fight the fire yourself. For now, live in the News Center, Whitney Miller, News 3.
Whitney, thank you. I think a lot